traveling can never be a relaxation event. Or how can a woman teach me something?
Yeah.
How can a woman tell me how I should be riding my bike? What
Point. It was very nice. For me, it was very nice, very beautiful beach, no people. But my friends were like, what is this place? It's there in Mangalore also.
Oh,
And Mangalore beaches are so similar. They're like, we have to walk so much, we have to get up so early for
Oh
this
my
beach.
God.
sleeper buses. The minute I figured out sleeper buses, I was in love with it. You don't have to sit. I can just lie down the whole time. That's amazing.
And there was some stone, and we fell.
Oh.
We literally fell, and we didn't have strength to take the bike. But thankfully, there was this army truck behind us. They came and helped us. Then, but they were following us till we reached one. There's a hotel there. So till we reached that hotel, they were following us. Then we went there, ate something, rested for some time, then felt better. So there are really good people on road.
In the comment section or anywhere, when people are arguing, they're arguing something they've seen as a symptom. Water crisis is a symptom.
Symptom, yeah.
The problem is land mafia. The problem is rivers being converted, lakes
Exactly.
being converted. Well, that's what
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Safwana and you're watching Cofluence Unplugged. Today I'm back with yet another creator special episode. But before we dive in, have you guys checked out our latest launch? The biggest and best out there. Decoding Influence, the 2024 Influencer Marketing Report is now live. And if you're a creator or a brand marketer or even among the audience curious about the influencer marketing industry, this one right here is for you. Check out the description for the download link. Back to our episode. Today I'm joined by two travel influencer ladies who are from Bangalore. I'm sure if you're a Bangalorean, their reels must have popped up on your feed multiple times for travel, tips, guides, and so much more. Join me in welcoming Mauna and Aishwarya, who popularly go by the handle names Rucksack Diaries and Aishwarya Karkera. Welcome to Cofluence Unplugged, both of you. It's lovely hosting you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for getting me into Bangalore City.
Yeah, like she mentioned, she's coming from another part of Bangalore.
Another
only.
district. Yes.
Okay, so why don't we start by introducing yourselves? Let's start with you, Mauna.
Hi everybody. For those of you who don't know, I am known as Rucksack Diaries. People don't know my name is Mauna. Every time I say hi, I'm Mauna, they just look blank. They're like,
Who's
I know you. Then I'm like, Rucksack Diaries. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
hi. So yes, I work 9 to 5. I'm a software engineer.
Okay.
But yeah, weekend warriors, doing a lot of other things during the weekend. Travel influencer, yes, but mostly travel on motorcycle is what my niche is.
Okay, nice. Over to you, Aisha.
Yeah, my name is Aishwarya Karkera, and my Insta handle is also Aishwarya Karkera. There's nothing fancy over there. I'm a software engineer as well. I work for a tech firm as well as do this travel influencing. Started with a YouTube, but somehow it didn't work. And Instagram Reels started booming. So
Okay.
started a Instagram influencer. So it's more around travel, bike rides, itineraries, everything around travel.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so both of you are software engineers and are travel influencers as well. So,
Yeah.
like, let's hear how that
And
started.
Both of us started traveling, riding with our boyfriends, who are now husbands.
Oh, wow. Okay, now that's my
we have a
promo
lot
mind.
in common. Yeah.
Okay, so how did your passion for traveling start? Like, when did it start in the beginning?
For me, it was since childhood. My dad had a bullet.
Okay.
So he used to take me on all the small rides near Mangalore. I'm from Mangalore, so
Okay.
near Kerala, Mangalore, Coorg, that was his usual route. I used to sit in front on his tank
Ah.
and just hold the handle. So that's how it started. All the vacations we used to go on travel. Then once we started earning, got money, I wanted to spend my money on something.
Uh-huh.
So it was going on trips with friends. That's how it started.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
it's very similar story. But for me, it started as in I always enjoyed the process of coming from Bangalore to Coorg. So I'm from Coorg. My
Okay.
grandparents and people stay in Coorg. So yearly twice we would come to Coorg, and I love the whole thing. Even if it's a red bus, the Raja Hamsas that you're sitting in, I would just look out the window, pinch my nose to the window and just look out, looking for the images of elephants and giraffes on the trees that you see when the bus passes by.
yeah.
So I've always enjoyed the process. And like she said, once you start earning, you think of ways to spend your money. And it just starts like that. And once you enjoy the whole thing, the stress, the packing, the
Yeah.
unpacking, everything, there's no going back.
Yeah.
So it sticks with you.
Oh no, that's a big deal. I mean, the packing bit of it, like, I'm sure, like, as travel influencers, though, you must have mastered the skill by now.
No, not yet.
I've mastered the skill of packing, not unpacking.
Okay.
The caravan trip we did was in December.
Uh.
I unpacked it when we went to Udupi in March
Okay.
because I was looking for something.
But I don't
I
think you're
couldn't
like
find it.
heavy packers, no? You must be like light packers. You would only like pack for like.
No,
You would think that.
I need clothes for every location, for every
Yeah.
pictures, videos, so that
Yeah.
it looks aesthetic.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Not light packers
Okay.
at all. Half of the husband's bag is also
True.
our stuff. So no. When I couldn't find some things, I wondered, okay, this is the only item I have. I can't find it. It was in the bag which we had took for 2 months ago to another trip. So
Okay.
unpacking is a nightmare, but packing is
Yeah. So before like you started with content creation, sharing your travel journey with your followers and all, did you always have this thing that you need like one particular cloth for this one particular occasion? Sorry, like location, and then you can like change your dress and everything.
Yeah, I've always had that. It has nothing to do with
Content
the
creation.
content creation or showing something to people.
Okay.
It is self need. Like when I go out to a beach, I can't be wearing something that is not for a beach.
Okay.
And I look at myself in the mirror, I need to feel like, okay, somebody else who looks at me will think, oh, that's a nice outfit for the beach.
Okay.
So it's always been
It's
there.
been- it's embedded
there.
already.
Yes,
Oh,
it's been
okay.
embedded. So
Same
it
with
has
us.
gone 10x now. But
Okay.
now it's about color and all of that. That
Yeah.
look good on video. That has all these other aspects of come in video.
Yeah, but same with me. Like I used to make an itinerary. Okay, today I'm wearing this in the morning, afternoon this dress,
Oh my
evening
God.
this dress.
So usually with like regular people planning their trips, they have these things. In the morning we're going here. In the evening you have this thing. In the morning I'm wearing
I
this.
carry
And noon I'm
I carry extra clothes in my bag when I go out also.
Oh,
So that
okay.
next shot it should look different, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we pack on a motorcycle,
Uh-huh.
some of these big shoes and boots that you can't carry, I have figured out a way where some brands make top sole. The top part is just a cloth.
Okay.
So you have just the sole. So I like the shoe's only this much, but when you wear it, it's this big.
Oh, I didn't know
So
about this.
I've found ways to not give up on fashion, but still carry all that on a motorcycle.
Oh wow! Now that's
Pretty proud of
evolving
myself,
with.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to know about this brand.
Okay. And like predominantly this industry, when it comes to travel especially, we see a lot of like male influencers who do travel influencing, because that's like how it's seen usually, because it's easier for them. There's no like much what do you say, responsibilities attached. That's like the notion that's there in the society. So like in that field now, you both are like, because I am personally big fans of both of you. I am following both of you and I love your videos, your content. So, and this is a question that I have for myself also, like how can you manage everything? And since you mentioned you're also doing an IT job now, I'm even more curious, like how? So yeah, in this predominantly male dominated field, how are you handling the discrimination, if you have faced any?
I have not faced any touchwood.
Okay.
I have not faced any discrimination, and I think it's more of a support what we get from my family and
Yeah.
my husband.
Yeah.
So they are always there, and I never travel solo. Maybe because of that, I've not faced. I'm not
Uh-huh.
sure.
Yeah.
But so far, it's been good experience with all the people I've met. When we're traveling, also they're happy that a girl is traveling.
yeah.
Initially, there was that issue. Okay, you're traveling with a guy, all that stuff
Yeah.
from other society. But as long your family is supporting you, it should not matter much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think similar lines, right? I've not traveled solo, maximum for work. And,
Yeah.
And a couple of times to go home. And that's about it. But it is there in social media where you have the power of internet. So
Yeah.
you feel the need to say something because it's a woman who is saying something to you.
Yeah.
Or how can a woman teach me
Yeah.
something? How can a woman tell me how I should be riding my bike? What do you know? Like I get comments like not like on a high percentage here and there. Once in
Yeah.
a while, I get comments like, "Oh, you know about this now? I was riding when you were not even born." So
Yeah.
the way I handle it is I don't let it go.
Okay.
I mean, I know a lot of people say ignore
Just ignore
it,
it, yeah.
ignore the comments, but I feel like if you're coming into my space of my profile and you feel you have the right to say something to me because I'm a public profile, I also have the right to defend and tell you why you're wrong.
Uh-huh.
And I do that.
Yeah.
There's no win and losing here.
That's
It's just that when someone says something, I have something to say, I say something back. Sometimes I come up with really witty things. Like the other day, there was this normal one Tamil song which has gone viral now. The Kanmani song.
okay, yeah.
And some person, very elderly person, not very elderly, middle-aged or something, said this song is abused.
Okay.
So I said, it's not your life savings, it's just a song, so chill.
Oh
So sometimes I just say something and just leave it at it. Sometimes it goes on 20, 30 responses on
Oh my
responses and
God.
responses. People just don't keep quiet. And I also sometimes feel the need to go and defend some other creator on their page also.
Yeah.
Because I think we need to stick together. Because
Yeah.
I think we understand what we go through and how much effort it has taken to put that 10-second video
Yeah.
that you are easily sitting and complaining about and commenting
exactly.
about and laughing about. So
Exactly.
that's there in, I think, to everybody. And I've also seen male influencers get the same kind of heat from everybody.
Everybody.
So right now it's not gender based. I think it is your travel type based. Like food
okay.
bloggers get different type of hate. Travel bloggers will get different type of hate. There's no one who does not get hate.
Hate. Oh, yeah.
And even if kids are making some videos, then there are people saying, this kid is supposed to be playing outside. Why are you forcing the kid
To make video.
make
Yeah,
videos?
yeah.
You put a cat video, they say, what are you giving your cat? It's impossible for your cat to behave that way. You're forcing them to, make it. So it's it's there everywhere. So it's a part and parcel of the
Content
the cycle,
creation.
yeah.
Yeah. Have to face it. Bottom line is, like you said,
Bottom line is
hate is
that-
not going to just
yeah.
go away like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes you can say, okay, you say whatever you want. Sometimes you have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Is what I believe.
I just block them.
I defend myself and then block them.
I don't want to spoil my mental health. Because initially, when I was like that, I used to give back. Then they never stopped.
They never stop. They never
yeah.
stop.
Yeah. For them, it's like, oh, okay, now they're
I need to
responding,
win.
they're
I need to
noticing.
win
Win.
this. Yeah, it was that winning thing.
Then I just started blocking them. I
Oh.
won't.
Easy way out, yes.
When I am done, I give the phone to my husband and say continue. And he is a more calmer person.
Same.
So I take offense. He does not take offense. He's like, okay, let me level with you.
Yeah.
Let's talk. And then he goes on and on. So it's
God.
fun. So he goes on. So sometimes I leave it to him. YouTube, I completely have left to him.
Okay.
So you think that on Instagram you find more hate? You should try YouTube.
Oh, God.
YouTube is just another level of hate you get.
Oh,
for
really?
things, yeah. That was very shocking when I figured out, like, a couple of videos if yours goes viral, the kind of things people have to say is just
Yeah.
something else. Like, there was a sticker, tile sticker, peel the tile sticker, and then you stick it
yeah,
video that I'd made. I thought it'd be helpful for renters and people for like temporary things,
Exactly,
because it
yeah.
also comes off easily. That was
Yeah.
the best part of the sticker. It doesn't stick on the wall. I went to YouTube after a week of posting it that had gotten some 10 million views on YouTube. I go back and then people are like, your house looked better before only. Ganda kar diya ghar ko. Bathroom kitna acha lag raha tha. I'm like, bhai tera kya ja raha hai? Like, what is your problem?
Exactly.
Bathroom is mine.
Yeah.
I am the one looking at it every day. But no, people have to say. And then I realized it went to 10 million because people kept saying how
Saying
bad it
negative
is.
things.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Most
that's one
videos,
benefit of it.
Go viral because
Yeah.
of negative comments.
Comments, yeah, exactly.
That's there.
I mean, even if you're sharing something that's from your personal life, they still have to put their nose in
They
it.
are notes in it.
You would think a tile will not attract negativity, but a tile is also not safe. So, oh God. The mirror, there was a mirror, peel and stick mirror also I
Mirrors,
had
yeah.
done, okay. People noticed that my bed was visible on the mirror, and in 48 hours it went to like 5 million views because there were Vastu people, there were philosophers, there were non-believers fighting with each other in the profile.
Then the mirror is showing the bed.
Yeah, so then one person's like, how stupid are you? What are you saying? Who believes in all this? And then that person comes back with Google links and other things, as a response that what he's saying is right.
Oh God. I think as a creator, you would be enjoying this, no? Like, wow, I sparked
Yeah.
that conversation.
I sparked that conversation, yeah. And some people are telling me, dear, don't worry. Just put a towel over it. Everything will be fine. All right.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you so much.
unsolicited opinion.
I'm going right now to buy the towel.
Oh God, it's so funny. Like, your purpose of putting it out there wouldn't be all of these things.
Yeah.
But I think that's one way also to catch attention. Like, if you want people to talk about your video, if you want people to
Yeah.
notice you,
Make a
you
mistake.
do something. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
make
make
a
a mistake.
mistake.
Yeah.
Make a mistake and you'll go viral. That's the thing. No, people on social media notice mistakes more than the efforts.
Yeah.
or the good energy.
That's true. That's very
not
true.
noticed.
That's very true. Yeah, actually. Also, like when it comes to travel content creation, because that's your niche. So I wanted to know, like, do you spend all the time traveling in content creation, or do you like specifically allot time where I'll be shooting and I'll be doing this, but then rest of the journey I'm going to like be without like digital detox kind of a thing. Do you do that, or do you balance it, or is it like the whole thing I'm going to show to everyone?
So initially it was whole thing to the
Everyone.
everyone wish to shoot everything, whatever is possible, wish to not live anything. Even in the bedroom we are having a conversation, okay, let's record that. We'll see how it will. It was like that. Because we didn't know what will work, so we wanted to experiment. Every shots we used to take, but it started getting, very exhausting.
Okay.
Shooting so much and then editing it. Then we started figuring out we need to find out some way where we need to balance what we want to portray and what shots we need to take. So we started planning out things, and now it's like some trips are just for work, like collaboration trips where we have to shoot and we go mentally prepared. And other trips, it's just we want to enjoy. Take some time for shoot, but we'll enjoy also. We're keeping the balance between both. Else you'll get.
I've never taken a digital detox though.
Okay.
That's like it's not come to that where I needed it. Like she said, over time we figured out that if someone's paying me or if I am going to promote something, that is the sole purpose. So my 100% attention is there.
We'll be there. Yeah.
We don't eat a hot meal. It's okay.
Yeah,
we
true.
will capture it in that journey and in
got
that travel. But then there are some rides and some things we do for ourselves where it's documenting. It's not creation.
Okay.
So we've figured out that creation is where you meticulously keep it and then drink from it and eat from it and
Got
stuff
it.
like that. And documenting is you just leave your GoPro and you eat.
Okay. You do your thing.
You do your thing. And it's documented. It's documented on the GoPro, on the Insta360, on the phone. It's just like there.
Okay.
And that's a digital detox for me because the mind's not functioning as much. So that works.
Yeah.
That way you're not later thinking, oh, that was a good moment, we should have probably captured it. If you want it is there,
It's there.
but you're not overthinking it.
Yeah, you're not like specifically acting for it, or
Acting
you're
for it.
you're
Right.
just being your.
Yeah.
You don't need that perfect shot. It's there.
It's
It's
there.
there.
Yeah. Right. Memory, it's there.
Yeah.
And also I've realized that traveling can never be a relaxation event.
Okay.
Like right from packing, even if you don't want to, you're thinking, no.
Yeah.
Like what nightwear should I take?
Exactly.
Will it be too hot? Should I need layers? All of these you'll think.
Thinking.
So it's not a relaxing event. I'm more relaxed at home on a sick leave day watching Netflix.
Yeah.
That's my detox for the day. That's it.
So now that's something I never thought a travel influencer would say.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, because when it comes to packing also, you pack for the whole thing, now you're ready, now you're like, oh, all set, I'll just go there, I'll enjoy, I'll have everything ready. But then you reach there, now you're like, okay, I should get this, now I should shoot that, I should shoot this. I mean, even if you're not a content creator who's putting out content right there are people attach the feeling of having to document everything with travel. Nevertheless, like you don't have to be a creator for that. They'll
Right.
still do it because that's I think traveling always has that
You
documenting.
need a good picture in this.
Yeah,
picture.
like I've been here. I
Yeah.
went there, and this is a memory of me
I
there.
have to put WhatsApp status.
Status,
show
exactly.
everyone.
Everybody should know.
I went on a family trip with my cousins to Pondicherry, and that's when I realized we're all not different. The only difference is I know a better shot. You will be taking the picture, but I know how to do it better.
Exactly.
So that it's aesthetic, but you're still doing the same thing. So there's a Monstera plant, and everybody's just rushing there in front of the Monstera plant. They want a picture. I'm like, beach is there. Why don't you just turn a little bit? And I'm like, you know what? Switch off. Let them do their thing. They want a Monstera plant picture. Let them do it. Don't interfere and say, dude, you can take a picture here.
Oh, yeah.
So that switch off needs to happen when
Yeah.
you want to take a break. And for me, it's very, very, very difficult
Ah.
because I'm on all the time.
Yeah. Every good shot you
Every
see,
good
you'll be
shot,
like,
yeah.
oh,
And
that's
it's like if I feel like I can give you a better shot, I'm like just turn, no?
a little.
Little bit if you turn, you'll get a better shot. So my cousin sister, she's like 10, 12 years older to me, and she's like after a point she stopped saying give it to Mauna because then I'm like, you don't want me to enjoy with you or what? Huh? You want me to keep taking your pictures?
Oh,
And then
okay.
she's like, okay, I'll just take any picture. So this one trip we took, my first trip to Goa. So I don't know Goa's culture. Like I haven't experienced it, so I don't know what it was about. And we were a big group. So my elder sister was getting married, and she's never been to Goa. So she said, "Let's both of us go." And we both are a little bit recluse, so we don't have a lot of friends, and it's like it's been the family always. So we both decided, and then I added more people. My then boyfriend, now husband, and like a lot of other friends. And then there's another couple who were also not married at that time, but all of us were there. We went to Goa, and we were in Anjuna, some cafe. It was 7 o'clock or something. I don't know that nightlife starts in Goa like after 6. Like I'm not aware, right? None of us are aware. So this couple, the husband, the other guy got cold because of the AC and because of the traveling and all that. So they forced all of us to go back to the room by 8 o'clock. And when we were having food from 7:15, she's like, oh no, time, okay. So I thought, oh my God, because of me, everybody's waiting. And I didn't know. Like now I know that I'd say, you go and sleep. I will meet you at 1 a.m. Right?
Yeah.
I know to say that now. But 10 years ago, my first trip to Goa, I thought, oh yeah, no, 8 o'clock, everybody will sleep anyway. And then
Goa, that too.
in Goa, right. And at around, I think 8:30, my elder sister is like, I hear so many things about Goa. What, this much only? Huh? We just go to the beach and come back. I feel so bad for her now, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
So then when I found out, I was like, enough with groups.
Okay.
No groups. It's just going to be me and my partner. Done.
Yeah. I mean, it's very important to find somebody who, matches your energy when it comes to traveling. Else, it's just going to be a disaster. That's
it's
very
going
true.
to be a disaster.
Have you had such experiences before?
Yeah, it's again in Goa only. Okay. So, me, my college friends, and my Tejas also was there with us. And we planned for South Goa because I've been to North Goa multiple times. It's very close to Mangalore. So, with parents, I used to go to Goa. With boyfriend, I used to go to Goa. With everyone, I used to go to Goa. So, this time we're like, we'll do South Goa because it's very peaceful. It's nice vibes and all. So there was this beach called as Butterfly Beach. You can go via boat or you can trek. So we decided to trek. We got up pretty early, like around 6 a.m. Started trekking, reached the point. It was very nice. For me, it was very nice. Very beautiful beach. No people. But my friends were like, what is this place? It's there in Mangalore also. And Mangalore beaches are so similar. They're like, we have to walk so much. We have to get up so early for this beach.
And they're like, and there's no people also.
That's their complaint.
I was like, okay. It was like very disheartening. Like we came here, but they were not happy. They were just complaining. I was like, okay, anymore. I'm not taking these guys anywhere. I'm not planning any offbeat places. It was offbeat for me.
Yeah.
But for them, it was very, it's the same beach. What's there in Mangalore would be.
What did they expect?
It's funny. It's like my dad, the first time he saw the beach was in Pattaya, Thailand.
Okay.
And I removed my shoes. It was a long day of sightseeing. So we weren't in chappals. We were not prepared for the beach, but the beach was right there. So sun was setting. So I told my parents, let's go to the beach. I was pretty old enough at that point. It was their first international trip.
Travel. Like.
And they've never seen, both of them have never seen beach.
Okay.
So my dad is in his formal shoe and he's like properly ready to like go out in general. So I removed my shoe and he's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Chappali beach se diya. And it's the beach. And then he's like, I'm not removing my shoe and going on the sand. He found it so absurd. He just didn't understand. Like, I'm telling him, you'll feel nice. Just walk on. No. Carry your shoes. He's like, no, he did not remove. So I need to take my sister to Goa once now to give her Goa experience. And I need to take my dad to a beach where he's wearing shorts and a hat and a tank top so that he can enjoy the beach. Okay. I have this in my agenda.
So when you travel, what's your mode of traveling? Both of you.
It used to be sleeper buses.
Okay.
I had phases.
It had an evolution.
It used to be sleeper buses. The minute I figured out sleeper buses, I was in love with it. You don't have to sit. I can just lie down the whole time. That's amazing. So from there, I never enjoyed flights.
Okay.
Like the whole thing is big fiasco. Security and reaching and the whole thing. I don't like flights. But from there, I went to backpacking in red buses. My honeymoon in Sri Lanka was 10 days backpacking. Oh my God. It was a backpacking trip, or it wasn't honeymoon. So it was that. So from there on for the last 4 years, it's only motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
Imagining any other mode now is difficult because we can just leave at any time. Nobody's waiting for us. Okay. Nobody's telling us you have to be here at this time. We just get up and go. Sometimes at 5 a.m. Sometimes we have our 11 a.m. tea and then leave on a long ride also.
Okay.
Yeah, either it's very early or if it gets late, we're like, it's already late. Let's sleep for a couple more hours,
Yeah.
then take the bike and go. So now it's been motorcycle for us.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then you, Aishwarya?
Majorly it's motorcycle, but I travel in everything like bus, train, flights, because it's as per convenience. If we have less time, then definitely I take a flight.
Uh-huh.
If we are going on a long rides, well planned rides, then it's motorcycles.
Okay. So how easy is it for you to like travel to neighboring places from Bangalore? Is like the connectivity easier, or is it like you actually go to some other route and then you take it the long route?
Yeah, I always try to look at
The outer ring.
outer ring road and now I found the route to go to Pondi via my house.
It's why I was Uskote.
Yeah,
only,
yeah.
right?
There's a proper road made now,
Okay.
so I'm happy. I can reach Tamil Nadu easily without having to go to Electronic City. That's a
Yeah.
big boon. So
Last
I'm
time we
always
took that
looking.
route.
Yeah.
But it was, I got traffic near Vartur. I was stuck for like almost an hour.
There's
my
another route
Is it?
next to Arthur. There's another parallel road, which will
Good.
take you farther more till Krishnagiri.
Ooh.
Yeah, now my creators are guiding themselves. What's like one favorite trip you've had? I'm sure like this is like the wrong question because all your trips must have had one or the other memory, but something that's very memorable for you to share.
Ladakh.
Ladakh, okay. Is it because of the place or the people? What made
Ladakh.
Ladakh, no?
That's-
Yeah. I mean, that was my 4th trip to Ladakh.
you? Okay.
But it was on RK vehicle from here. So the whole journey was us.
Okay.
Right? We started from home, vlogged from home, reached the spot, came back all the way also on bike.
Oh my
We
God,
didn't
okay.
ship anything anywhere. So that was very personal.
Ah.
And although we've been to the same places 3 times consecutively before this trip, the motorcycle somehow elevated the whole thing. We fell in a lot of places. In a lot of places, I've waded through water because I don't trust my husband's skills that he will take me properly. Sometimes I see, I'm like, Shama, I don't think you can do this. I will get down and
then
walk. I'll get down and walk. You do your thing and come. So yeah, Ladakh is yeah, just even the cold in Ladakh feels so warm. The weirdest statement I've ever made.
Yeah,
but
actually.
Ladakh.
And for you also,
It's Ladakh only. We didn't ride from Bangalore. We shipped our bike to Delhi. From Delhi, we started. There was a lot of issues
Okay.
because in our bike, it was not starting. It stopped in multiple places.
You were standing in a garbage somewhere.
Yeah,
and
we
you were-
got ready somewhere near the railway station. It was like very hectic, but still the
You loved
entire
the
process
destination.
was. I can do it again. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
it,
correct.
but It's Ladakh.
Totally.
Yeah.
We had a heat stroke also in the Yamuna Expressway.
Oh.
We had to stop. There's no shade in Yamuna Expressway until you find they have junctions. So like
Okay.
just like our Mysore Expressway, Yamuna Expressway is an expressway and it's like some 200 kilometers or something.
It's like just straight
connecting,
road.
Just straight road.
Okay.
So there are no in between dhabas. Like you can't just go into Ramnagar and eat something and come. That's not possible. So they have junctions dedicated and you have to go there only. Washroom, food, everything's available.
Oh my
So it's
God.
very well planned that way. But in between those 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers, every 25 kilometers or something, you'll find a junction. The
But-
heat during that time is just
Yeah.
too much.
And you're just going like in just a single way. And then
Yeah.
it's not like you can just, park it
Park,
on the
you
side.
can't. Yeah, that's not an
Expressway
option,
is not.
so-
And when it comes to like showing where you're traveling and then, like the whole journey you're documenting and showing them everything, do you also like take those challenges and show that also like what
Yeah.
all of what you're going through? Because there's, like you mentioned, there's heat stroke, there's all these facilities that are not available, you have to adjust and everything. Do you show
Yeah.
that as well, or is it
Yes.
just the destination?
No. So at least with the motorcycle vlogging,
Huh.
it's definitely through and through everything is
You show
documented.
everything, yeah.
Everything is shown. Because what I've realized is, so there are 2 types of vlogs that we
Okay.
do, right? One is where you say, okay, you want to go to Goa, here are the things you can do.
Yeah.
Now, how you do is not what I'm telling you.
Got it.
You can go by flight, you can go by bus, you do your thing.
Yeah.
But then when we do rides,
Uh-huh.
people want to recreate those rides. So if now I don't tell them the road is bad in this place, the construction is going to take a few more months, or there's no food at all in this highway. So
Okay.
you have to carry and go. Like Nagpur highway has nothing. It has it has dhabas.
Huh.
You can't go to those dhabas. It's meant for the truckers.
Truckers.
Oh,
And
okay.
washrooms in those dhabas are like.
First of all, the dhabas a kilometer inside. I don't think I'll come back alive. Is the thought I have. Okay, like nobody can even hear me scream if I go inside the dhabas. What I
Yeah.
think. I mean, not Like, I'm not like stereotyping or something.
But then
but
yes.
it's-
that's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to
Safety
go
should always
inside.
be
Think
a
of your
concern.
personal
Right.
safety and
Yeah.
Right, we don't want to go inside.
Yeah.
So then you start looking at least minimum hotels, right?
Huh.
Some like Darshini kind of a hotel. You don't find it in some places. So we do share. That we've been hungry for 6 hours straight in Nagpur highway,
Yeah.
and we couldn't find food. Only once we reached a city, we found food
Something
in some
that's-
place. Yeah, so all of that is documented and shared.
Shared.
That so that the others are not of the opinion that, oh, I can easily just go off from Bangalore to
This place,
Some
yeah.
place.
They're showing me like the fancy
Yeah.
places where I can reach
Yeah.
and I can just follow
I can
the
just
same.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we show everything.
Yeah. I think that should be a
that should be
responsibility.
the
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. And like, have you had a mishap during travel where, like, because you're bikers, so I'm sure like there must be some or the other issue that happens with the
Yeah.
bike in between. So have you had people helping you out? What's that like?
I think for us it was lot. Our first long bike ride, it was to the north. It was in Sikkim,
Okay.
and we had gone to this Gurdokmug Lake, which is at a very high altitude, and we were coming back. We didn't have breakfast that day, so we were already dehydrated, super tired,
Okay.
and the weather started changing pretty quick, and there was some stone, and we fell.
Oh.
We literally fell, and we didn't have strength to take the bike. But thankfully, there was this army truck behind us. They came and helped us. They were like, "Should we drop you somewhere?" I was like, "No, no." But they were following us till we reached one. There's a hotel there. So till we reached that hotel, they were following us. Then we went there, ate something, rested for some time, then felt better. So
Oh.
there are really good people on road, like, who are very helpful.
Yeah.
Even many Daba people, they let you come in, take rest for some time. So that's there.
Yeah. We were on a bike ride in Ladakh. This was 3 of us were there.
Okay.
We went for a trek. We fell sick in the trek. Couldn't complete the trek.
Like-
So came back early, and we had extra time. So instead of resting, sick people, instead of resting, we took 2 motorcycles, and we
Of
thought
course.
little bit places only we'll see, not too much. So on that ride, the other friend fell sick.
Okay.
And he didn't tell us. You can't call each other. No,
Yeah,
this was
right.
2017 or 16 or something. So you can't call each other at that time. At least now you have some signals somewhere. But that time there were 0 network areas. So I knew he was behind. I couldn't see him after a while. So near Magnetic Hill, we stopped and waited. 20 minutes we waited, can't see him. Then we went furthermore after Magnetic Hill, somewhere closer to Leh, we got a message from him saying, I've hospitalized myself in one of these army camps, it seems.
God.
Excuse me, what are you saying? He's like, you go to the stay, I will catch up with you, it seems. What? How can what I couldn't follow what's happening, so we took a U-turn, went back to the place, and it's easy to find because
Yeah.
every camp has its own name, right? The
Yeah.
army camp. So he had mentioned which camp he's in. So we went in, and they were very helpful, and the whole thing was free. So they had given him drips, they had given him
Oh, okay.
some medicines for his fever and things like that. He was also low on oxygen, so
Oh,
all of
really?
that was free. So the army camps there for tourists, or I think anybody,
Uh-huh.
any help is no cost.
Oh, that's
Great.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's news
Yeah, it's
also.
very good actually. The in North, especially all the army camps, and they're very helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't find food, also they're like this canteen you can come and
Come,
have
yeah.
here. They're
Oh.
like that.
Right.
Oh, that's
So that was one of those things. One more time, this was much later.
Uh-huh.
We stopped 360-degree mountains. Okay, Nubra
Okay.
wala, that road. And we stopped there. Nice, man. Different angles and different equipments. Video shooting is going on. Okay,
Okay.
because our stay was 10 minutes away from
Uh-huh.
there, and we had a lot of time. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, like even in a split second, sandstorm. So Nubra is a desert.
Okay.
So,
So like you can't predict.
you can't predict,
Uh-huh.
and it just came. Like, because you're also surrounded by mountains. It's
Yeah.
not that you see it from a mile away, right? It
Yeah.
just suddenly appears. So it appeared, and at that time I didn't know it was the sandstorm. I thought it was just, we're so used to the dust
Dusty
wind,
wind,
right? So
yeah.
I thought it was dusty wind. Then I realized that does not look like the shape of a dusty wind. So I quickly captured it not to miss, and then went and we hid behind the bike and
Oh,
waited.
okay.
And then we thought, okay, once the sand passes, we can continue riding. It was followed by rain.
Okay.
So the sandstorm comes with rain.
Rain, oh,
Apparently.
okay.
Yeah. So then it pours. It's not a normal
Like,
rain.
ah.
It comes, pours down, and then goes off somewhere else. So it kept pouring, and we realized that we can't stand there. So then we immediately put whatever raincoat, whatever we can, and went to a nearby cafe. There were like 200 people inside that cafe. the same
Because
thing.
of
Whoever
the
on
same
route,
thing,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
like in that cafe. So a lot of things like that, and people are very helpful. Like normally, let's say a cafe in Bangalore or
Yeah.
somewhere else in a city, will they just allow you to be inside if you're not buying something?
course, if they
or
would,
not,
yeah.
right? But people understand there.
Yeah, because you're on the road
You're
and
on the road and-
there's no other way for you. It's not
Right.
like there are other options
Other
for you.
options.
Right.
So
The
you're doing-
unpredictability is accepted, and there's more sympathy and there's more empathy for
yeah, which is
for
very
things,
important.
yeah.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't enjoy a trip if you come across bad experiences
Bad
like this and
Right.
you don't have help, you don't have
Right.
support. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. When it comes to food also, because since you mentioned like there are places where you don't get food for like so many hours, there's no hotels or anything nearby. Do you always like pack your food and then something you have with you all the time?
Some nutrition like protein bars and things like that we've started carrying now.
Huh, since you-
But yeah, I mean, I don't prefer, like, there are a lot of brands now who are coming up for specific food items
for travel.
for riders.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that you can just quickly just open it up and eat. There's also coffee for riders.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm very interested in that. So you just have to, it's a open and drink coffee.
Oh.
Oh, it's not like you have to brew it or
Nothing,
something.
yeah, it's just ready there in that sachet that you can drink.
Open and drink.
Reopen and drink.
It's like some energy shots.
Energy
shots,
shots, yeah,
types,
it's
yeah.
actually needed. Else we take Sting,
Yeah.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
But I
But
think
sometimes
then-
the only thing that keeps me going is that we'll get tea somewhere. I'm like, tea. We'll get tea here. Okay, 10 more minutes, 20 more minutes. That sometimes keeps you going. So I don't know how this is going to work out. But
you
yeah.
need caffeine basically.
Traveling and
Yeah,
caffeine.
you need caffeine.
Okay. Now with travel content creation, like a recent trend that I've been seeing is that they're being constantly questioned about like over tourism, because now you're promoting a place, now people are going to come there, they're going to pollute it. Why did you reveal it to the public now? It was a good place, now you're going to ruin it. So that responsibility has been put upon content creators is what like recently we're seeing. So this whole question of like responsible tourism and that responsibility only being on content creators and then blaming them for revealing the place. Like, what's your take on it? I want to know.
I think it's not right to only blame content creators.
Yeah.
Responsible tourism, it comes within your house. You keep your house clean, right? So why can't you keep your surroundings clean? When you go out, you have to keep it clean. You should learn it from your home, from your school. What I've seen is mostly if there is a place and there is some tourist, the parents itself, they throw garbage there. Seeing that, kids will
Kids
throw.
will throw it, exactly.
Okay, you can go and tell parents to teach your kids, but again, they'll start arguing with you.
Yeah.
Like, why we should do it. Others have thrown, so we are throwing. It's very difficult to make people understand you have to keep your surroundings clean.
Yeah.
And what influencers can do is they can put a caption, okay, keep it clean, don't pollute. But what will others implement it? That's within you.
I have a mixed gray area opinion about this.
Okay.
I don't think anybody should be blamed for somebody else's action.
Yeah.
Right? That's a given
That's-
for me. You take responsibility, right? If you're going with your family, you're dirtying your place, that is your responsibility, take it. Likewise, if I am sharing something on social media, the thing I've realized is all these words we use, over tourism, populated spots, and sustainability and responsibility, right? Only 20% of your social media consumers know these words and know what it means. 80% people do not know that. They don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They don't understand. So if you put in the caption or in the end, do not litter and this and that, it's just like, one of those disclaimers we see.
Yeah.
That thing that
Insurance and-
insurance advertisement. It's like that. They don't care. The 80% people are the ones who are going to be littering, and they are the ones who are not reading. They are the ones who are not familiarizing themselves with it, within themselves.
True.
So I think it is the local bodies, the government entities. The only law enforcers, we cannot be law enforcers.
True.
The
Actually.
government entities are law enforcers, right? So recently, I would like to mention this one small anecdote that I was part of this Udupi tourism last month. So there was the district commissioner. There were a lot of people from the government who were involved with us in the talks. And at that time, I initially went with the mindset that, okay, I have to create content.
Yeah.
But in the course of those 3-4 days, I realized what the government is expecting from you is support. The places exist.
Yeah.
Anybody can Google and you can go to 4-5 beaches. That's not something they need from me.
Yeah.
But what they need from me is these things. To inform people, if I'm an English blogger, then in English I make these videos saying, okay, why is Padubidri beach a blue flag beach? What does it mean to be a blue flag? Why is it clean? Right? How much money has gone into employing 50 people to work on a daily basis to keep it clean? So you cannot come in, pay 10 rupees entry fee, come in and throw whatever you want because someone else is paying that money to get cleaned. That 10 rupees of your money is going to get cleaned there.
Yeah.
So that doesn't entitle you to, dirty the
Dirty
beach.
the place, yeah.
So I think it's both. Like we can make videos on offbeat places, but it also needs to come with regulations. Regulations with the government. So the only way forward I see for this blame game to stop is for creators and government to work together.
That's true.
Actually.
That's the only way.
Yeah. It's not right to just blame one person.
One
That this
person,
person who's been there and
Yeah.
did not show them littering the place
Right.
must have showed you because it's a good place for you to visit. It's
Right.
a suggestion from there, and
Right.
and then you are blaming them ki, oh no, this was a nice spot. Now you're gonna now
Right.
everybody's gonna
Yeah.
come there. How did they did not discover the place? The place
Correct.
has always been there. They
Right.
just showed it to you. That's just
Everybody wants the discovery for
themselves. Yeah.
And then if I tell you secretly, you're happy about it. But you're not happy that I told 10 other people about the same.
Exactly. I think that's the cycle that's going
Right.
on. Like, yeah. And responsibility is not just content creators, everybody, irrespective. If you're traveling somewhere, you should be responsible because if somebody is coming to your home, you would expect them to keep it clean.
Exactly.
So it's like exactly the same way with
Yeah.
others also. And then all these, this is another fight that I've seen on social media. All these people from like good like spots, tourist spots, the locals there would comment saying that all you people come here and
and do
litter our
this
place.
and do
I mean,
that,
it's a genuine concern from their end.
Yeah.
But in the same people, when they are going to somewhere else, we are not sure if they are following the same
Correct.
thing. So it's always a blame game, like people blaming each other. Like people in Bangalore right now, what we see is all this water crisis happens. The local starts blaming,
Blaming,
other people, and they start blaming. You have all these IT firms.
Yeah.
What can we do about it?
Yeah.
So it's all about the planning and people being responsible, using the resources
Yes.
properly. Only that can
That
solve
can
it.
help. I mean, the problem is the fight is always about the symptom. Have you
Yeah.
noticed that?
Yeah.
In the comment section or anywhere when people are arguing, they're arguing something they've seen as a symptom. Water crisis is a symptom.
yeah.
The problem is land mafia. The problem is rivers being converted, lakes being
Exactly,
converted. So
exactly.
where's the water going?
Yeah.
Right? The BBMP is blamed left, right, center for the road construction and all of that. But that's a symptom, no?
Yeah.
Traffic is a symptom. That's not the problem. The problem lies somewhere else. But
Yeah.
we are all fighting about the symptom all the time.
Yeah, and
That
then
is
you
the
can't
problem.
solve the symptom.
You
You
can't
can
solve
only
the
solve it
symptom.
at the ground
Correct.
level. Only if that stops,
Right.
will anything be happening here.
You get fever is a symptom.
Yeah,
Fever is not a disease.
yeah.
You get fever because something else in your body has gone
It's
wrong.
going wrong. Yeah, that's very true actually.
I think we should like start looking at things in a more broader perspective than just one video, one person has done something, I need to fight.
Yeah, that's true. Very
Doesn't
true.
work that way.
Okay, so what's your one piece of advice to anybody who is starting up as a content creator in the travel space? Both of you. Let's start with you, Aisha.
For me, I will basically say if you want to get started, just get started. Don't wait for that perfect time, perfect gadget, or perfect bike.
Yeah.
Just get started. Go on a trip. Go on a trip in your bus or anything, whatever is possible. Don't wait for that perfect savings to happen.
Yeah.
Because money will come and go. And especially if you're into travel content creation, you'll not earn a lot of money in the initial stages. You'll spend some amount of money based on your travel style, but keep money aside and start exploring places.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
So I'd say that travel creation, I think, is misunderstood of late. Travel creation has become equivalent to free stays and collaborations. So I want to become a travel creator now. Okay, that's what it has
Yeah.
become. Is what I sense from my DMs.
That's true.
So nice, ma'am. You've got to stay in this place. I also want to become like you. I'm like, sir, look at the 10 years of work that has gone into getting this stay that you think is free, where I've not eaten a hot meal.
Yeah.
Right? So that's something that goes unnoticed. And I think that's where a lot of people want to become travel influencers and travel bloggers. I'd say traveling is not a lot about what I can show you, but what I can show you about my experience. That's the only way you can stay genuine and stay true to what you're doing.
Yeah.
If I can get, like I said, I can Google and say, what do I need, what are the places I can visit in Udupi? I don't have to tell you Google is there, Wikipedia is there. There are so many other bloggers, articles there that will give you that information. What I can tell you is my experience of these places. If you trust me, I would say these 3 you can skip. For your family and for your, or you're going in a group or you're going solo, these places you can go to, right? That is more helpful to you.
Exactly.
So if there are a lot of travel bloggers, of course I'm not going to take names, but there are a lot of travel bloggers who get lists from Google and Wikipedia sitting inside their house and make videos on travel. That's not going to be sustainable.
Exactly.
That's not going to help anyone. And
exactly.
you can't keep up with it. Somewhere you will take a misstep where you've given wrong information.
Yeah.
So I think documenting your experiences is traveling.
Yeah.
Keep aside the perks of it. Perks will come.
Yeah.
Perks
Once
might
you
come, perks
established
might not
yourself,
come. Yeah. Right? But if you're doing it for the perks, then focus on the perks. No? Start spending your money to go on luxury trips and then document it so that these the brands come to you.
Yeah.
So then that's the path you have to take. So be very clear on your intent is what I would say.
Yeah.
Like why you're blogging, what you want to blog, and then the rest will follow.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, content creation, traveling might be for everyone, but content creation is only for a set of people who can, ready to put in the effort
Right.
into it. So you can't just, if you're somebody who's keen on traveling, expecting to these creators are making so much, their creators are getting all these benefits. Why am I not getting it? It's because you don't have the experience in creating and putting it out there for the public.
Right.
And then that will take time. That will only grow gradually. It's not like this. You just buy
Right.
followers. You just buy
Right.
engagement. That's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think that's a very good advice from both your ends. And I've had a great time talking to you guys. I hope you had a good time too.
I love
Thank
it.
you so much for coming from a different part of Bangalore to the studio. And you also for coming early.
Yeah, I am sorry for always making you wait.
No problem. Thank you so much once again, the whole team, on behalf of the whole team.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us.
And now that's a wrap. We have had Mauna and Aishwarya in the house with us. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I loved hosting it. You know the drill. Don't forget to like, comment down your thoughts, and share with your people, and subscribe to our channel Cofluence. And for the best data-backed report out there, check out the description below for Cofluence Influencer Marketing Report. Until next time, stay happy, stay kind, and keep Cofluence.